So now I'm back to my nemesis, the left hands. All right, so let's look at this like it's a bunch of cylinders. Let's that cylinder right there, and that also corresponds with the glutes, right? And so this is far away from us, so we're just going to draw another little cylinder and we'll connect them. That's it. Like that's really the thing. So we can do this, this. Looks like it's right up here, right? It's right about there. This one seems like it's moved in a little bit. And so we're just going to draw that line. And we can draw this line like this, like we've been doing. Right here. Right. And that's kind of it. There's nothing that's really pressing about that. There's nothing difficult about it. There's nothing to really overthink. That's just how this pose is. Now, if we go and examine, so if we go ahead and examine this pose, then there's nothing that's very, there's nothing about it that is like difficult. When we start to turn this, we can see that we got some other variations there. Sorry, I went a little bit too far. But we got some variations there, and this is just a simple reversal of it. Because this gives us a lot more information, but this is the pose essentially. I just turned it, right? That's all. So sometimes you're going to get a pose and you're like, well, maybe I don't really like that pose that much, so maybe I want to do it from a different angle. But all this is just about you building up your confidence just to put these really simple figures down. Because it doesn't have to always be, if that's just what your character looks like, and you want this character here, and maybe another character is probably has their hand right there, and kind of, let's see, kind of maybe that character is right there talking to them, right? So maybe that character is kind of leaning in there, maybe trying to explain something, and they're sitting there. And you can see I'm just using these really simple shapes. I don't know where the other, like the hand, he might just be talking like this, hand on their thigh or whatever. So you got the hand right there, and maybe they're in love, etc., etc. But this right here, what I just did with this figure, I just drew the structure there. That's all I did was draw structure. I'm not worried about what the character looks like, because once you get to this point, right, once you start doing this, and let's say that this is part of a panel, right, and you're doing this romantic whatever, your character should be designed before you start posing anything. That's just the way that I look at it, because often what happens, and I think this is really important to say, often what happens is that you watch a lot of videos, you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you watch your favorite artists, and they'll do something very similar. Maybe they'll put together like a structural thing to where they're drawing, right, drawing this character, and they put the structure there, and you see them do that, and then all of a sudden, magically, they start putting the facial features and all this other stuff. Oftentimes, you would know what that character looks like before you started just trying to make something up while you're trying to pose, while you're trying to illustrate, while you're trying to do all these things. It's like you're juggling and you don't quite know how to juggle. And so it just winds up becoming like, what am I doing? Then you get frustrated. And then you don't want to draw anymore, because that's happened to me. As I think I mentioned this, learning sculpting, sometimes I get ahead of myself and start drawing or start wanting to sculpt and start wanting to be better than I currently am, which is not very good. And so I have to humble myself and be like, okay, let me just take a step back. Let me go back to some of the basics. And I'm really hoping that this is helping out. I will definitely be diving in deeper as I record this. I know that, and by the time you get this, it'll be done. There will be a group for all of my students where I'll do something weekly, some weekly workshops slash reviews, something that'll come in weekly that'll just so you're not feeling alone in your learning. So, all right, that was that pose. Now let's go ahead and finish up the very last pose. All right, see you in the last pose.